Rulebreakers Team 2 ranked in order. What's happening, my beautiful people? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Mike LaBelle. If you're new to these parts, it is free to subscribe. And we have to start out with a special shout out to Versatility from Team 1. But when I made that video, he had not been released. So just drop a like here as if you're remembering a Versatility, giving him some special extra credit. And if he was included in this video proper, I'd have him in the top 5. Frankly, he overachieved. Statistically, I thought it looked good, but in game, it gets much better. We're giving him a lot of extras. In the comments, 2 questions. What do you think of the list? And would you rock this right here? Yeah, that's Brooklyn. We got the view. New York City, that's where the inspiration comes from. I have not released it. It's a sample model. Everything is soft and comfortable. I just want to know if you mess with it heavy or not so much, be honest. Criteria for today's video: must be a rule breaker player, specifically Team 2. And this is performance based. I don't care about the price point or the value argument in this case. I just want ability, output, and your return of the investment is scoring more goals or shutting down your opposition. Some sort of positive interaction. Lopez! Just give him the goalkeeper stamp or the status point. Never really that excited. If you've been watching my videos over the years, we put together ranking and priority. This is my stance. He's not a mover. He's staying at the same apartment for life. It's just low on the totem pole. Ibrahim, pretty straightforward. You can read through the stats. There's just so many players that have better allocation, that are more valuable. And for his style of play, or this traditionalist, where you're looking for this holding mid, a brute, an enforcer, needs to also be in shape. This man is huffing and puffing in the 75th minute with 78 stamina. And I might have more leeway if he was better offensively, if he had other gifts, but they're not present. It's not December. Zaniolo! I don't believe in the shine, not quite holographic. And I guess my big question, major limitation outside of the 3 and the 3, where are you playing him? Is he a striker, an attacking mid, a winger, a center mid, a holding mid? Surely he's not a defender for you. He can't fulfill one of those roles. Maybe I could pop a poll on screen, or you can let me know in the comments. That's kind of where I've been really undecided, is I don't even know where I would maximize his potential on the virtual pitch. I think it might be a center mid, because in some sort of forward facing, he's got to be Haaland level of consumption or production, maybe both. Kudus, already the shift of my entire list. From this point forward, every single player I find interesting, that they could be dynamic enough to change your squad in some sort of role or capacity, from super sub to winger or some sort of unorthodox attacker, midfield, making moves, making plays, breaking up plays, or shutting down somebody on the defensive end. I'm just giving some credit. That means a lot of these players are difference makers. With Kudus in particular, I've also contemplated maybe I'll run him as a center mid. He would be cheap for a secondary attacking center mid, and he'd also be one of the quickest. I always look for a claim. I want to break the game to a certain degree. I want to try out new functions, new ways to unlock space or to reach some sort of competitive advantage. Food for thought. Darwin Makis, one of my favorite names. And when he is not grilling, or I guess more so frying, at your daily McDonald's open 24/7, he is virtually impacting matches. A lot of stats in the right places. I wish that this foot item didn't have the pace knocked down. I've always been a believer in good old Darwin. I've liked him. I've supported him. He's gonna be usable, but I don't know that he's hit that next gen. Pareo, will we see a better version of him? Simply put, nah, I think this is it. He's not truly meta, but is he usable? Of course. It's not going to be a detriment. It's not going to have a bunch of negative qualities. His passing is superb, sublime, and pinpoint accurate. And I actually rate his long distance shooting. But if you can't get into the spaces properly, it doesn't matter if you have that as an option. And I do find his side to side to be a little bit shaky or a little more predictable. That lateral turn and circle. And we know how difficult it is to break down the defense or the midfield in FIFA 22. Gosens. I'm looking at the defensive version in particular, and I might just leave this with another one of those questions. Where would you have him in your list of rule breaks? Because I see a lot of back and forth on social media. I put him into more of a mid-tier, and people, I don't want to say were outraged, but they were opinionated. He needed to be top tier. I wasn't riding on the correct wave. My boat was going backwards. We weren't making progress. Pirates breaking in, breaking down. Cannons were being shot, planks were being walked. So you let me know. Kulusevski, we have history. Plenty of FIFA history. Though, I should say he will not be the figurehead or the face of the wingback movement in FIFA 22 because he really shifted the gameplay last year. And I'm not saying he shifted it for a positive or really a negative, but he was the introduction or the connector, the liaison to 5 at the backs and overlapping runs, or that inclusion of wingbacks in general, even if you're playing a 4-1-2-1-2 or a 4-3-1-2 and you went for a more offensive approach. They got busy. Maxwell, I'd say he has a claim, best left back in the Premier League. And even if you look at these stats and you say, I think some of them are fraudulent, he's still gonna be special. Hold on. First off, major upgrade, 75 to 84, +9. But if you look at the pace and the dribbling, the defending is still really at an upper level if you're looking at other fullbacks. The passing is good enough. The physicality with 99 stamina, 86 jumping, 80 strength, 80 aggression, you can work with this. Across the board, you can work with this, and so many of us have Premier League based teams or a hero that gives you that green link, or you've started to incorporate or invest into icons. It's not that hard to link them. Though I will say this, that does not play a factor into my priority of position. Kappa, no cap. Off the grid, off the radar, not on anyone's talking points. You don't have his cell phone number saved in your phone. He's only 15,000 coins. Nab him off the marketplace. Why isn't he in more rotations? This is the type of statistical allocation you want to live by. You're trying to create a neighborhood, community focused. I'm staying strong to number 9. Bamba. Mo Bamba. Collective of traits, easy on the eyes, price is way down, under 100K. I will reiterate, does not play a factor as to how I place these lovely gentlemen, but I'm still gonna talk about it. Observation, but between the pace, the dribbling, the passing, even his shooting, they're all good money, and he has 91 curve on the baseline. Before an upgrade, before a chemistry style, before anything else, you are going to unleash finesse shots with ease. And I still score a lot of those goals. So I find that to be a selling point or a prominent feature. Kessie, I call him the brick layer and the brick wall. Double dipping. He comes out there for the business. Defensive true and true. I guess you could say box to box, but offensively, I'm not going to sit here in front for the camera. I'm not scoring a lot of goals with Kessie. He takes up space. This guy is in that rhino territory. He's an intimidator. He's not a rocket science. Pretty straightforward. You know what you're gonna get. You know what you're buying into. You understand the links and how he can be productive or be an asset for your squad. And you hope to never run into him in any sort of 50-50 challenge. It's just not gonna go in your favor. Fellaini, this man is kind of a weirdo. I'll just leave it there. 6'4" before the fro. Maybe you're rounding up, 6'5", 6'6". And in my opinion, he has the best upgrades that we're focused on, or allow him to function more so into meta or to join additional conversations. He's sliding in all sorts of DMs. He's now fast, which is something Fellaini lacked. He now has high dribbling, something Fellaini was never known for. Not part of his recognition or reputation. And at the same time, the physical and the defending did not drop off significantly enough where you've lost that ability to be a center mid or a center defensive mid, or in many cases a center back. So now you have versatility, you have depth, you have a little more variety with this player to go with an unorthodox combination. You have to salute Fellaini, and he costs you nothing. Klosterman, or as I've rebranded, Kloster Thanos. He's knocking half the other team off the grid before you even get started. Believe in this German, part of that game breaker, that anomaly crew of overpowered FIFA naturists that are saving the environment while destroying oncoming attackers. I don't know where I was going with any of those analogies, metaphors, wordplay, but that's what came out. If you want to go see another Avengers movie, they might as well add Kloster Thanos into it. He can be a little demigod. Phil Foden! And I think this could be a player that we agree or we disagree on strongly. There's some bold flavors here. And for whatever reason, Foden and finesse really hit for me. And I'm not really sure why. He doesn't have the trait. He only has 80 curve, but it's authentic. There's a lot of movement. Is it just something about the lefties? I can verify. And if you don't trust me, we're sending Foden to StockX or GOAT to double down on the verification. Suarez. also featured in Jurassic Park as Suarez. And the skill move jump from 3-star to 4-star is not significant for me. However, once you get to 5-star, you start to get a different advantage. Different skill moves are unlockable, so that doesn't really bother me. And this Suarez is a little more dynamic, much faster than any previous version. And he has that extra jolt, that lightning push, that separation, and still body type that allows him to push and shove and bounce off players. He's a running time bomb. And offensively, he finds his way into key spaces and he scores goals. And he gets a lot of pretty ones and a lot of ugly ones. That's what you're looking for from a striker perspective. He has that BS factor. We've always attached this to Cristiano Ronaldo. This Suarez also shares in that same type of energy. It's a major reason you're paying the premium. Alphonso Davies, the Canadian Dream. And I don't think we need to discuss too much here. Has there ever been a release or an issued foot item or iteration of Davies that you did not feel lived up to a certain standard or a certain expectation? I can go through stats, I can read these back and forth, I can talk about overall package and balance, you name it. But the reality is we all know what he's going to give you. The produce. Early morning at the grocery store. It's extra fresh and reliable. Consistent. Hit him with the little breezy mist. At number 1, and before playing with him, you would completely disagree. I know there's a lot of naysayers, but I got to stand by him. Right hand to the FIFA gods. I will get more from this Jesus, this Jesus, than anyone else that's on the list. And I have put him into the rotation. He's worth paying the premium on a right back to get the green link. I actually rate this man. And I'm not sure that I could say his name without having issues with demonetization. I was just thinking about this recently when I was live streaming. For obvious reasons, but I think it's a bit unfair. But I would prefer Jesus to Neymar. It's that good. The ins, the outs. If you watched any of the live stream, the goals that I'm scoring, the angles against the quality of opposition, both what players they have on the virtual pitch and their ability to give out that premium quality in FIFA. I might be in love. This could be a FIFA relationship. I thought about this for quite some time. I reflected. There's no one I would rather take currently in my starting 11. So I said, we'll put him where he deserves to be in my eyes. As Wayback would say, just fantastic. And that rounds up the video. Let me know, what do you think? Also, do you rate it? Are you on board with it? Put something in the comment section. I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.